If you're thinking about getting an electric vehicle, you should seriously consider one from a manufacturer with over 25 years of electric experience. Tom here with Go Auto, and next to me in the Go Garage is the 2026 Toyota BZ. Now, this vehicle was previously known as the BZ4X, except now it's got a new name, a new design, better tech, and up first, range and charging. So let's talk about it. For starters, you get 3 chargers with this vehicle, 1, 2, and 3. Level 2 is your AC outlet at home charging, which is going to do your overnight charges, and it uses the same outlet as your washer and dryer, which is a nice thing. Your level 3 charging is your fast charger, which will do 10 to 80% in 28 minutes. Now, that's a little bit longer than industry average, but trust me, it's still plenty respectable. And a nice thing with it is the actual charging port itself is the NACS Tesla charging outlet, which means you get the vast network of Tesla superchargers out there in North America, which is fantastic to see. Something even better, especially if you're a first-time or new EV owner, is the access to a level 1 charger. This means you can charge your EV vehicle with the same outlet that you would use to plug in your phone. And on the topic of phones, you're going to appreciate this. Instead of 1, you get 2 wireless chargers in the center console. This is amazing for any couple that gets in the vehicle and they're bickering over who gets access. You both do. I love it. Something else I love is the driver's view. Now, most vehicles obviously have a gauge cluster of some sort, but it's in between the steering wheel and the rim itself. Here, it's actually above. It almost acts like a heads-up display, and it's really nice too because that means your steering wheel can be a little bit smaller and a lot more comfortable. The buttons on the left control the display up front, allowing you to see your assistant features, media, and your also average trip information as well. Whereas the right side is all focused on your safety features, adaptive cruise control, lane keep assist, all of it. And there's a lot in this vehicle. When you click on the infotainment system into vehicle, you go to driver assist. These are all in blue, which means they're on. If you want them off, just click on them and they go dark. Up top here, you obviously get your Bluetooth, but you also get wireless CarPlay and Android Auto. And I really appreciate that it's in full screen on full display rather than a smaller menu like some vehicles offer. Down below here, something that this vehicle changed for 2026 is having all the climate control features built into the infotainment system. Now to start, your fan speed up and down is right here, right in the middle at all times. You can slide it or you can use it as a button. A really nice thing as well is that dials are still available for your temperature up and down. And I really like the ambient color they have inside, kind of going from blue to red. You're cold to hot. It's really cool. In here, you can also change your direction of airflow with just a click of a screen here. And you also got your heated and ventilated seats. But a really cool thing with the heated ones is that they're actually a auto system. So you can have them on auto, same with the steering wheel, and the vehicle will basically detect when it needs to be turned on or not. In the center console here, this is probably one of the most interesting gear selectors out there in the industry. Now you probably think it's just a twist and a twist or like forward and back, but it's actually push and turn. That's really cool. Push and turn to the left for reverse, push and turn to the right, and now you're in drive. P for park is just a little button there. To the right is where you have all your drive mode features like your X mode, eco and snow and dirt. That's where everything can be controlled there to have the vehicle adjust to the characteristics on the road. Whereas here on the left side, it's an electronic parking brake, auto hold, and your surround view camera button. This brings up a tremendous quality surround view camera system. And I really appreciate how when you turn the wheels, the vehicle actually shows the direction of where your vehicle is gonna go. Down here is also 2 cup holders, which is pretty standard, but I also really appreciate the extra storage space you have under here, which also has a nice little felt lining to it as well, just to keep things a little more plush and soft. You can also see another USB-C port and 12-volt socket down there. Now the overall rear cabin space is spacious. For starters, headroom's pretty good, even with a moonroof in this vehicle, and the knee room gets even more so. I mean, lots of leg room back here. Footroom is also pretty great. One thing to note though is that you don't really get thigh support in these back seats, but they're still really soft and comfortable while still offering a good amount of support, which is nice. Up here in the middle, obviously you got your climate vents, but heated seats right here, as well as 2 USB-C ports. Now, a lot of vehicles have that, but not a lot of vehicles get dual 60-watt fast chargers in the back seats. That's a nice feature, especially when there's lots of adults back here on a road trip. you want to make sure those phones and iPads are charged. And if it's kids on the iPad, you're going to appreciate the anchor points right here, which are easily accessible with nice little like openings to kind of easily grab on and find them, which I like. This middle also drops down to give you your cup holders and a little extra storage. Now, in terms of trunk space, this vehicle is pretty decent. You can definitely fit a lot of stuff back here, stack it up nicely, anything you need, which is great. To start, over here on the passenger side, you got a 1500 wall outlet plug-in. And on the other side here for the driver, you got a JBL subwoofer for your sound system inside the cabin. Now, in terms of extra space, being an EV, you got a little bit of extra space down below here. You can definitely fit a couple grocery bags, maybe a small backpack. Now, the trunk itself also has a pretty nice feature. It's got two buttons, one closes and one close and locks. Nothing crazy there. But the actual close button's got a pretty cool trick up its sleeve. When you push and hold it, it makes those beep noises. That tells you it's safe to that height. So if you have a shorter garage or maybe you have a little difficulty reaching it, you can actually change the height of this and program it to the exact height you want. So not only do you not damage the trunk, but you also get easier access to it when you want it. Now with the trunk closed, you're gonna notice that this vehicle doesn't take on that traditional egg shape like other EVs out there. It's a lot more squared off back here with better character lines in my opinion. And that all starts with these tail lights. I really like these horizontal accents at the bottom, and of course the full LED light bar that stretches all the way across. And it also gets a little bit more of a sportier aspect too. You get a little ducktail right here, which has a nice floating design to it to add to that sportiness, but it carries even more up top. Now, most EVs have a nice fin going all the way across, but here it's separated. You get two, one on each side. Now that not only improves aerodynamics on this vehicle, but also kind of gives it a sportier look. But I have to say, on the side profile, it really just makes it look much more complete. You have the nice sloping roofline here, but these little fins just help carry it out, giving it a bit more of that sportier but refined finish in my opinion. And another thing I like that they did with this vehicle is the fact that they have regular door handles. A lot of electric vehicles tend to try and make the fanciest or the coolest door handle, where here, it's just a regular one. They kept it simple, kept it classy. It's the exact same thing with the wheels here. Now, a lot of electric vehicles tend to go for more of like a dinner plate, round surface that's just flat. It doesn't really add a lot of character to it. But Toyota managed to keep the same normal wheel style that they're known for, which looks great. They still have the actual aero blades in them. However, it's tucked away and more refined than a lot of other vehicles do for electric cars. Something to talk about though is going to have to be this front end design, because it's got the more traditional new style Toyota design language to it, especially with this front LED light bar. It starts off at the top here, goes down underneath the badge and all the way across. And a really cool thing that they've been doing is adding this little extra component right here to separate the top and bottom. I love this accent pieces here. It really just helps make the headlights and the front end pop on this vehicle. Your main headlight components are right down here, your projector beams, and I think it's really cool because they're so small compared to a lot of other vehicles that separate the running lights from your main headlights. This is tiny compared to them. Really just cleans up the design for other things, such as your aerodynamics for better efficiency, which can also be displayed all on the bottom of the vehicle as well. And in terms of safety, you do have your surround view camera tucked away right here. Now, this is something that's kind of interesting. First and foremost, the surround view camera is fantastic, but the location's kind of interesting. Now, in a blacked out vehicle like this, you can't really notice it too well, but if you were to get, say, a white as your BZ color, it's gonna stick out like a sore thumb. I wish they kind of put it more in this gloss black panel. And I'm also willing to look past it when we think about range and distance that this vehicle can go. Because for starters, you get two options between front wheel drive and all wheel drive. Your front wheel drive will give you 168 horsepower and will take you a total distance of 380 kilometers. That's Edmonton to Calgary with room to spare. And the all wheel drive doubles that horsepower, and the range is 468 kilometers. This will get you from Edmonton to Canmore with ease. So I don't want to hear anything in the comments about, oh, the range isn't enough, because trust me, it is. The BZ delivers. So there you have it. The 2026 Toyota BZ isn't just another electric vehicle. It's a problem solver. From all the levels of charging to the interior tech upgrades that you get with it. So to learn more about it, visit goauto.ca or any of our Toyota dealerships.